What is up, and welcome to the live stream. So happy that you came to join us. So happy that you're sticking around. I know I have a lot of new subscribers that have shown up in the last 48 hours-ish. So if you are one of those people, welcome. So happy for you to be here. This is probably the first live stream that you have been on. Okay, so today we are talking all about playing it safe. And here's the question. Do you have room for change? So excited to be sharing this topic with you guys. Kind of close to my heart, had a lot of change and a lot of crazy things going on this year. And so I felt like this is a topic that really needs to get out there, that really you guys need to hear about and we need to talk about. Remember that there's a chat to your right that is live. So if you are on the live stream at any point during the live stream, then go over there and just put anything you want in the chat. Say hi, ask a question, comment on something, tell me what topics you want to see. And for those of you who are watching after this live stream, that is a-okay. Comment down below and let me know if you liked it and what else you want to see from me. Now that I got all the announcements out of the way, we're going to jump right into the topic for today, which is, again, playing it safe. Do you have room for change? Now, I want to clarify before we get into any more of the video. When I'm talking about safe, I really truly believe there's a difference between living safe and living responsibly. So when we're talking about safety, I'm not talking about responsibility at all. I think each one of us have to have a very high level of responsibility and a lot of wisdom in life. That's not what we're talking about. What we're really talking about is playing it safe in regards to not growing and being okay with being the same person now that you are tomorrow and the day after. A lot of us can fall into this, and this is an easy thing to deal. This is an easy thing to fall into and have a hard time with, but a very hard thing to get out of and to just kind of struggle with. When we're talking about playing it safe, we're talking about how to deal with change, risk, and the potential for opportunity. And I I would not identify myself as a safe person. I've always been a little bit risky. I've always wanted the big dreams and like had a lot of ideas and just stuff going on. So it's very common for me to feel like I need to be more safe. And often there's some of us that are like that as well. But I think for online content creators, we have to deal with a lot of stuff. And for online content creators, we're not playing it safe necessarily, almost instinctually, because when we mess up, the world sees it, right? And so oftentimes, a lot of our content creators, a lot of the people out there that are doing stuff are a little bit more risky. But I have found even while doing YouTube in this year, about 7 months now, I started being real scared and real safe. Not showing my face a ton, not showing my hands, not because I'm insecure, but because I was afraid of how people would respond and kind of some of the responses that I would get. And yet I realized after a while, like, who cares? Let's just get into this. Let's do this thing. And I think it's so powerful to get to that point where you can just be yourself and not care what other people think. And that's when the real work begins. That's when the real growth begins. Again, for online content creators, we mess up. So that's all public. The world sees that. And oftentimes, more of the world sees when we mess up than when we succeed. And that's just kind of an ugly truth. But here's the thing. The coolest part, at least in my opinion, the coolest part about making online content is we get to do something pretty cool. We get to demonstrate what it's like to work hard and be a doer. Whoa, right? We get to show people what it's like to pursue something and also to document it. That's what I love about YouTube is like I can be running a business or creating content and be documenting that process through the very same platform I'm creating on. And it's just such a powerful online environment is such a powerful and also a dangerous place. And so it's that balance of being responsible, but also not staying the same person you were today and tomorrow and the day after. This is one of my favorite quotes. Actions speak louder than words. But honestly, like to go a little bit further than that, I think that both together speak the loudest. When you've got spoken word, when you've got someone saying this is what needs to be done and they're acting it out for you, they're demonstrating what that's like, that is amazing. That is so, so powerful. The people that most inspire me are literally that. They are those people who live by example, those who can reflect and learn and grow and implement what they're telling you to do. And those are the people that are moving forward. That's who we want to be. And oftentimes we will admire those people and respect those types of people. But just like we can solve everyone else's problems and can't see our own solutions in the same way, we can see others' potential, but not our own. This is common for any of us. Even if we're confident people, oftentimes we can't see the stuff that's staring right in front of our face. And so that is why this topic is tremendously important and also tremendously relatable. Because guess what? We all deal with this. We could live our lives safe and take the safe route. We could have, the nice job, the nice safe relationship, but we're just going to end up feeling like we're looking through a window from the outside. Yeah, that's what we end up feeling like. This is not an excuse to be reckless. It's not we already talked about responsibility. I'm not talking about doing things that aren't right for you or that will endanger you. But I want you to think about who you will be. I'm going to flip this over so you can see my face. Too many slides today. I want you to think about who you will be in like 10 years, right? Are you going to be the same person that you are today in 10 years? I mean, if that's true, then there's no growth. There's no progress. There's no movement. Mentally, spiritually, physically, like whatever you're referring to with like growth and what you want to change, like if you're not moving, then you're not getting anywhere. You're not going anywhere. So think about this question. Who will you be 10 years from now. And if you don't like what you see, then you need to change what you're doing right now, because you're not going to be that person unless you start doing the right now stuff. Okay. I think that we need to break it down even further to the things and the people in our life right now. Because really the question is, are the things in your life, are the people in your life making you better? Even 1% better? Are they making you better? That's huge. That's like the starting point right there. That's huge. Is it making you better? You know? Is it pushing you forward? Is it strengthening your character? Are those things moving you forward? And I can't stop saying this. I say this on like almost every live stream, but like guess what? Saying you're going to do hard things means nothing without the action that follows. We all say a lot of wonderful, beautiful, nice things. Oh, we want to be this and we want to do this. But are we actually taking steps towards that? Are we moving forward, or are we just saying things and not actually taking action? That is probably one of the scariest places to be when you're just cruising. You're like, I'm moving, but I'm not moving fast and I really don't know where I'm going. I'm just doing, like, my wheels are turning, right? Cruising is not getting anywhere, okay? I think social media is a big problem when it comes to like coasting and just not getting anywhere fast, because oftentimes we will like 100% look at other people's success and other people's like strengths and skills, and we'll say, well, I mean, I I'm not that good at that thing, or that person's doing what I want to do better. So I'm not going to do anything, right? I'm not going to do anything. And it's like, "Oh my goodness, no. Oh my goodness, no." That's so like the wrong mentality. And yet, like even I deal with this stuff. When I started YouTube, I was doing a lot of video production, visual effect tutorials, and everyone that I loved was doing this. And they were all doing it so much better than me. And there were two clues that told me I need to do something else. First off, guess what? I didn't actually love doing video editing and visual effects as like content creation online. I was just doing it because I was good at it and I saw other people doing it. And secondly, I need to come up with something that was actually my own, something that was a part of who I am. That's huge. A part of who you are. Social media basically kind of cultivates a virtual fairy tale. This is important. And the question is that good enough for you? Is having this virtual space enough? Are we going to settle for this virtual fairy tale? It's huge. It's huge. We need to be thinking about this stuff because this is where the world is heading, and this is what's going to end up. This is what's going to happen if we just keep on continuing with this safe game of doing the same things over and over again. Are we going to put all that energy into our online status? You know, for online content creators, this is an easy thing to do, to focus on our persona online. You know, it needs to be less about what we look like and what we act like and what our online profile is. Online content creation needs to be an extension or a display of who we are already. We need to be showing what we're interested in, what we like, what we're passionate about, the things that we do, not what someone else does, not what someone else is into, not what someone else is interested in. This is so important. You need to be who you are. And that's so cheesy. I know, like, I'm sorry. That came out of my mouth. But honestly, like, you are you for a reason. I mean, I was just talking with a family member about this today, you know? Like, I am me because I am me. And I've had a couple people comment and a couple people ask about, like, like, what about the hands and like, what about you and like, why, like, you're different and stuff. And it's like, that's a great question to ask. And the fact is, like, I am who I am today because of the things that have happened to me in the past and because of how that's changed my perspective and changed my story. And that's huge. If I had hands, I would not be the same person I am today. And so for those who are like, she doesn't have hands, that's so sad. No, don't feel sorry for me because I am who I am today because of that. And I don't regret that. That doesn't make me feel sad. That makes me feel excited because I'm different. I'm unique. I'm my own me. And I am a lot. I am a lot. Okay. Let's move on. I'm getting off my soapbox now. I want to talk about what playing it safe looks like because this is something that's practical to all of us. Comment down below if you have like some ideas that I didn't come up with. These are just a couple. Not displaying the person you are. We kind of touched on that. And I want to pause for a minute because I have something to say. But when we're talking about like not displaying the person you are, not who you really are, and trying to display something that you think other people like. There are a lot of personalities out there that are on YouTube or on TV or on social media that people love and they flock to. And then we suddenly think, okay, well, we need to be like that person. But at the end of the day, like they don't flock to that person because they're like someone else. They flock to them because they are like them. And that is so key. A lot of us, watch the big YouTubers. We got like Casey Neistat, Peter McKinnon. I'm a huge fan of Cody Wanner and his wonderful wife Amber and just their journey, and you have heard me talk about them 1,000,001 times on this channel. But they wouldn't want me to be like them. They wouldn't want me to try to act and have the same interests and be the same person as them because I just be like a cheap alternative. We need to be ourselves. We need to be who we were meant to be. And for me, like spiritually, I need to be who God means me to be, not what I think I need to be. And, I talk about my faith here and there on this channel because it's important to me and I value it. I'm not pushing it in your face, but it's really important to me. And that's what kind of cultivates this space of thinking about these things and really analyzing it. It's what makes this so important for me is that I know this change needs to happen and it needs to happen now because it's bigger than me. It's huge. It's way bigger than just me. Getting off my soapbox again. All right. Let's go on to our next one. So working at a job you hate because you're afraid of hard work. Yeah. Ugh. Right? This one's hard. Hard work. But it's true. Like even I've dealt with this. Continuing to work at a job you hate when you could be doing what you were meant to do, but it takes hard work and drive. You kind of I think a lot of people even have like an idea, like they know that what they're dealing with is what they're dealing with. They know that like I shouldn't be at this job or I need to be doing what I know I need to be doing. But it takes jumping into the pond and not knowing how deep it is and, doing the stuff that you need to do to make what you want happen. Playing life safe is easy, okay? If you remember anything today, it's playing life safe is easy. It's easy. But if you're not willing to do hard things, then you're going to be left locked out on the doorstep, looking through the window, always wondering, what if? What if I had done that thing? What if I had gone to that place where I knew I was supposed to be? What if I had focused on that one thing that I knew I was supposed to do instead of doing the safe thing that I hated? You got to do hard things. Otherwise, you're going to be asking yourself, what if? Before we end, I want to touch a little bit on bitterness because I think this is, man, I'm tricking myself with the mouse. Okay, here we are. Hi. I want to talk about bitterness for a second because I think this is really, really essential when we're talking about social media, getting things done, watching other people succeed, and wishing that for ourselves without taking action. Bitterness is this huge, ugly word that we all deal with and we all struggle with. And it just impacts everybody, okay? I've been turned down several times for jobs that I was 100% qualified for. And I was just sitting there and I'm like, no, like, why is this happening? Why can't I get this job? It was perfect. But you know what? If I had gotten that job, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't have the opportunities. I wouldn't even be standing here in front of you. Like, I wouldn't be here. And sometimes what you don't realize is the doors have got to close for something else to open. That's a biblical thing. That's what God does to our lives. He closes doors to open another. And sometimes we're left in this dark space for a while. Sometimes there's a waiting period before another door opens. And that's hard. That's something we don't like. When we have a vision of what life is supposed to look like, we want that to happen. And oftentimes it's not quite how it happens. This YouTube journey has been insane because so much of the process has been more about the growth than the end game. Okay. I had dreams and I was like, this is crazy if this would happen. But getting there, reaching towards that, so much of life is the process, the growth that happens there. But if you don't reach for that goal, if you don't reach for that, then you're never going to move. You're never going to move forward. Never. So bitterness can fall into the mix when we are upset about how our life is ending up and it's not ending up the way that we think it should. Okay? And bitterness is huge because it impacts every part of our perspective, our identity, our responses, everything. So think about the areas that you're bitter. Maybe that job you didn't get. Maybe that girlfriend you didn't get, boyfriend, whatever. Like something that you wanted to happen that didn't happen, or something that you didn't want to happen that happened, and you're like, why? And for me, there's a spiritual element to it. And, for that job that I didn't get, I was okay because God took me somewhere crazy. If I had gotten that job, then I wouldn't have found a better job. And that wouldn't have led me to realize I love marketing and management and content creation. And I wouldn't have started YouTube, and I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have done all the crazy things that I've already done. And I want that to be your story, okay? I want you to say, if I had done this, or this hadn't happened to me, then I wouldn't have been able to do this. And this hadn't happened. And this wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have met this person, and I wouldn't have done this. Think about where you are now. And here's kind of where I'm going to end. I want you to be different tomorrow than you were today. I want you to be different 5 years from now as you were today. I want you to be a different person. I want you to be a better person. I want you to have grown in 10 years. Think about the big picture. Just keep on walking forward. Don't play life safe and wait for things to happen, because you know what? If you're not moving, then the things around you are just going to keep on moving past you. You know the drill. Motivation. Here we go. This is a long live stream. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you're watching this after the live stream has ended, then feel free to move the cursor here and there down the timeline. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this was impactful. I'm going to pull pieces of this and use this for different videos, but I want this to be so important to you. Moving forward, growth, impacting people, and learning. Lots and lots of learning. Life is 100% learning. Figuring stuff out, making it make you better. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, watch some more content, like, share, all the things. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.